Welcome everybody. I don't see you, but yeah, hopefully you see me. I'm Robert Harmse. I'm assistant professor at Utrecht University, and I'm involved in the master program Sustainable Development. And in this brief presentation, I want, to give you hopefully a good introduction in what this master program entails. So, what we offer, we want to make you an expert in sustainable development. Our master's program is a 2 years master program. It is interdisciplinary in character and combines the natural and social sciences. We offer the students a general program, which is taken by all students, but we also have 4 tracks in the program, which are used to specialize. And we will share more information about the tracks later on. Our master is very international in character, so we have over 100 students each year, and a lot of them come from all around the world. So maybe it's good to share some of the characteristics of our program. What I said before, our master is inter and transdisciplinary. That means that we bring together normative and scientific perspective and approaches from various disciplines. We engage with societal stakeholders, and we think that this combination is key to solve any sustainability challenge we have. What we do in the program is to give you, let's say, a common ground, the same set of glasses to look at problems, but at the same time, you also want you to specialize in a certain sustainability direction. We want you to become critical thinkers, and to do so, we constantly challenge you in the master to wrap your heads around complex sustainability problems. We think we deem it very important that to solve sustainability problems, you have to work together. And for that, we will offer you a variety of problem-based group assignments throughout our program. I think one of the unique selling points of our program is that all the teachers you will get in the program belong to the Copernicus Institute of Sustainable Development, which is an internationally acknowledged research institute in sustainability. And that makes that the researchers, being also your teachers, will bring in their own research into the teaching material. So then our curriculum. So what I said, we have a 2 years master. Each year in Utrecht consists of 4 periods. And each period consists of 2 courses. In the first year, in each period, you do a course which is taken by all students and a track-specific course. And in the second year, in the first period, you have elective courses. That means you have freedom to expand your program in a direction you want, and so that you have a lot of freedom in that. And at the same time, in the second year, you carry out a master thesis research, which covers the 3 other periods. So what I said, we have 4 tracks in the program, which helps you to specialize. I will shortly introduce you to the first 2, and then give the floor for a while to my colleague James, who's sitting here behind me. Who can tell you a lot about the more social science-oriented tracks. So we start at the top left. That's the energy materials track. In the energy materials track, we will teach you all types of tools which helps you to analyze the energy and material system. Those tools are used both in research and in consultancy, and in that sense makes a very good connection to the transition questions we have as a society. This track is a combination of natural science-based and social science-based approaches. And the second track is the ecosystems track, environmental change and ecosystems track. In that track, we follow a more natural science-based approach, where students focus on issues like land use change, biodiversity issues, contamination of water, air, and soil, and how to solve that, and issues like that. James, can I give you the floor for introducing the other two tracks?
So, hi everyone. My name is James Patterson. I'm an assistant professor here in the Copernicus Institute. I'm in a group that works on environmental governance and environmental politics. And so I can tell you a little bit about the two social science focused tracks, which are called Earth System Governance and Politics, Ecology and Society. So Earth System Governance is focusing on governance and politics. So that includes the way different organizations and actors work together and make decisions. That could be government across all levels, from national to regional and local, how different countries interact and make decisions around negotiations. So negotiations on climate and biodiversity, for example, among other issues. And it's especially interested in understanding how our governance systems operate, how they change, and how they can and may be transformed. So it's about trying to understand how governance works in this complex world around sustainability, and how it needs to work, and how it could work better, and how it could be reformed and transformed. And so this track especially appeals to people who are interested or have a background in topics like political science, public administration, international relations, but maybe also you come from a background of geography or somewhere else, and you want to sort of move into this space of decision making. How do we make decisions, and how do we make decisions differently in society? And then the other track that might be interesting for you if you're curious about the social sciences is Politics, Ecology and Society. And it also focuses on politics, but in a little bit of a different way, because it's very much focusing on the relations between people and ecosystems. So that's a little bit, often a little bit more grassroots, sort of local groups, local kinds of dynamics about how people relate to the environment and how the environment impacts people. But it does also talk about the global issues and the global relations, and the sort of political relations between countries. If we think about issues like electric vehicles, and the resources that come for electric vehicles are going to be mined in different parts of the world and shipped around the world. And that creates all sorts of new challenges and tensions that are really crucial to be thinking about in sustainability in the current world as we're moving into the future. And so this track appeals to people who are especially interested in a really critical approach to environmental problems, and trying to understand and critique why we do things a certain way, and why the economy works in a certain way, and why different actors might have more or less power. But politics is really sort of at the center of both tracks. And so it kind of depends where you want to go with that. Do you want to go more into policy and working in, let's say, government and consultancies and NGOs working on that side of things? Or do you want to go into the more critical social science side? Then you would go into politics, ecology, and society. So there's something for everyone here in terms of the social sciences, if that's where you're interested. So I'll hand back to Robert now.
Thank you, James. So and as you may understand, that we basically offer a great variety in tracks. Trying to cover all angles in sustainability issues. I think for the sake of time, I skipped this part, but as you're a Taiwanese audience, we have here one of our Taiwanese students who is basically now doing the master. I hope the slides will be shared with you afterwards, and then you can hear her story and how she experienced life in Utrecht and in the Sustainable Development Master. So maybe to show some numbers, where do our students end up? It's very topical, sustainable development. We see that the world is in need of our students. Most of our students get jobs very soon after their graduation, and mostly end up in a work field which highly relates to sustainable development. In the pie diagram, you see that there's basically a great mix of organizations where our students end up. So from consulting firms to research and education, to government, NGOs, and companies. So to finalize the part on the Master Sustainability, and before I hand over to my colleague, I have a few slides with important information. So very important for non-EU students is the deadline, which will be also communicated to you via other channels, I guess. For our program, it's the 1st of April 2025. If you're interested in this master, contact us via email. You can chat with our students online, and via the QR code on this slide, you can also access all information on the website, also including things like entry requirements, admission tests, and so on. For now, I would like to thank you for your attention, and I guess that after the second presentation, there might be some room for questions. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. Then, once again, thank you for listening, and I want to hand over to my colleague.
Wonderful. Yes. So I'm going to present another master program within our Faculty of Geoscience, and it's a research master called Global Urban Transformations. My name is Ilse van Liemt, and I'm the coordinator of this program. I coordinate the program together with Professor Kai Otsuki. She's a professor in international development studies, and I'm a professor in urban geography. Our research master is a departmental wide research master program, and we are embedded in the Department of Human Geography and Spatial Planning. We have just like the previous program, a 2-year master program. There is some overlap, but there is also some differences. So I think it's interesting to present the programs together. Our program is smaller, so it's a research master with around 25 students. It's an international program, but it's small scale. So it's really good to know that it's a small scale master program where we have very intense collaboration and also very intense interaction with colleagues, with professors and researchers in our department. So this is a unique program in the sense that it's really embedded in our research community. So as a research master student, you will become part of the research community. Also, you will have interactions with PhD students in our department. So it's a bit of different setup than a bigger master program. So I want to give you some insights in the program, but also in the second year of our program where our students work on their master thesis, which is a very important and big part of the research master. Our program is designed around tailor-based because we are so small. There is a lot of flexibility and space for you to design your own master thesis project. So that's the advantage of having a small scale program. And just like the previous speaker, of course, I will also address issues around admission and how to apply for our program. So our program is called Global Urban Transformations. And we really focus on transformations and also on cities. So it's quite broad in the type of transformations that we address in our program. But there is also some common concepts and theoretical framing that we use. So just to give you some ideas of the type of transformations that we address, we focus on changing urban economies, but also the changing social composition of cities. So, for example, because of migration, cities change a lot. So that's also an urban transformation. And ecological changes. So in the previous program, there was a lot of focus on sustainability, but that's also a topic addressed within our program. So how do cities change as a result of global transformations? So just to give you an example, global interactions on the one hand result in innovation. Bringing people together means bringing new ideas together. So that has a huge impact on the economy. But it can also result in exclusion and inequality because certain people in the world are more or better connected than others. So inequality is also a topic that we address within our program. So we really try to teach you how to understand these processes that are going on in cities all around the world, to theorize them, but also how to translate them into empirical questions and how to research them. And within our program, we also pay quite a lot of attention to what we call science communication. So how do you then translate these findings into, for example, recommendations, or how to communicate these findings to wider or different audiences. And I think most of the issues, just like in the previous program, most of the issues have really great societal value. So we are in a way forced to also interact with society and think about our impact. So our program is a 2 years program. It's international. We usually have a very mixed classroom with students from Europe, Asia, Latin America, Africa, all over the world. And I think that's also really an added value of the program, that you do not only learn from the teachers, you also learn from your co-students. So the program, just to give you an idea of the type of courses that we offer, in the first year is Utrecht based, so you will stick in the Netherlands, and we will have 5 more thematic courses, 2 method courses, both quantitative as well as qualitative methods. So we are really emphasizing both perspectives, so mixed methods. Many of our students also end up doing research that is very specialized in terms of methodology. And the last course in the first year is totally dedicated to work on a proposal for your master thesis project. And this is to make sure that all the students at the end of year 1 are ready to go to the field. So many of our students do field work abroad. So in the second year, there is time to do research abroad, to also take electives and to take courses in other universities. So there is a large study abroad element that is part of this program. Now, as an international student from Taiwan, for example, you do not necessarily have to go abroad because Utrecht will already be abroad. So if you have good reasons to why you want to do research in the Netherlands, that's also possible. But for the Dutch students, we really encourage them to go and see other universities and other places. So our idea of the just one thing about the courses, I don't have time to go into all of the details. You can look at our website for how the courses are described there. But there is one course that I wanted to say a few words on. It's the key thinkers in human geography, because I think it's important that we study quite a broad variety of themes. But within the program, we do have some conceptual frameworks that we use as geographers. So we look at global urban transformations from a geography point of view. And in that course, we really go in depth into geographers who make sense to read for your specific master thesis project. So you will also be supervised and trained to find the right authors that will help you to specialize studying the global urban transformations that you are interested in from a geographical point of view. So you can see that in the second year, it's very flexible and open, and there is also room for electives, which allows you to specialize in line with your master thesis project. So as I mentioned before, we have research master students in our department are really part of the research community. So you will be offered opportunities to do internships, to participate in ongoing research projects. Most of the research master students become research assistants working in projects of our staff. So that's an important added value, I would say, of the program. And it will also help you to build networks and connections in your field of specialization. To give you some examples, I just listed a few master theses from the previous years. So there were students who studied the eco-innovations in fashion in Sweden, the smart city in Toronto, community-owned wind energy, that was a project in Germany, in international students' housing experiences in the Netherlands. I do have to say housing is quite a challenge in the Netherlands. So that also became a topic of one of the students' research master projects. Sustainability transition in Los Angeles. So a student went to LA to do her work there. And there was a project on Instagram and gentrification in Seoul, Korea. So just to see that there's a very broad variety of topics, but all related to transformations in cities. So this research master is really research oriented. Most of our students want to do a PhD. So a research master really is a great way into a PhD. Not everybody ends up doing a PhD, but I do have to say that 80% of our alumni end up in research-related positions, not always in academia, but maybe in companies but really research-minded. So we're a small group. It's a very flexible interdisciplinary program. The electives can also be done in other departments, and we're international. Yes, so academia, but also private sector, public sector. One of our alumni works in the World Bank now. Admission is the same for the Sustainable Development Master. When this is based on the Dutch system, but we are a selective master, so you need to have a grade average of more than 7.5 out of 10. But if you go to our website, you can see the international norms for the grades. 1st of April is a very important deadline for non-EU students, was already mentioned. And I do want to finish by saying that if you're interested to know more about the topic, there is 2 research master students of our program who have produced a podcast. It's called The Geography of Everything. And it's very worthwhile listening to it. They interview geographers from all over the world about a lot of different topics. And it's produced by 1 or 2 of our students. And they're already graduated, but they keep going. So if you have more information, please contact us, me or Kay, and visit our website. You can also find testimonials written by students there who are currently doing the program. And just like sustainable development, we also work with student ambassadors, and you can always chat with them through our website. Thank you.
So my name is Ana Mendizabal. I work for the International Marketing Department. So I work a lot with Dual, for example, and with other partners internationally to try to organize webinars like this one and other kinds of activities, just like to explain our internationals what we offer, and also anything that is general about studying at Utrecht University, so I can take those questions.
Hello, my name is Sharon. I'm also from the marketing department, but then the marketing for the geosciences faculty. So I am here also to make sure that you know about our program. So it's awesome that we can present to you. So thank you all for joining, first of all. We love to join webinars like these. And if you have also other questions about our other programs, because we have many more, feel free to send those in as well, because I can answer those questions afterwards to you separately.
It depends a little bit on the file, but usually you will hear within I would say 4 to 6 weeks if you are accepted or not, and then it also depends on if there is still additional requirements, maybe sometimes in terms of language test, or there might be questions related to visa, I don't know, but the acceptance can go quick. You can also be accepted conditionally. So then you are accepted, but maybe 1 or 2 things still need to be sorted out. Yeah, we do appreciate if people have different backgrounds. But there is one thing that is really important, and that's basic knowledge of social research methods. And if people lack research method skills, they can do a course or they can do some additional training before the program starts. But the method is really crucial. So if you, for example, have a background in architecture and you don't have any previous knowledge on research methods, then you would need to do some additional courses, and these can be done online.
So we have entry requirements. So I think the general thing is if you have done a relevant bachelor program, well, then there's a high chance you will be admitted. But we will have a good look at the program you did in your bachelor, because we have requirements with respect to sustainability, pre-knowledge, with respect to some natural science knowledge, and with respect to mathematical knowledge. So, but I think those entry requirements are spelled out in quite some detail on the website. And what we do if we see that students have small deficiencies in their program, then we have admission tests which can be taken online, and to fulfill these requirements. And then so often you then get a conditional approval, and then after a successful test, you're fully admitted. I'm mostly involved in the energy and material track. We have quite a lot of Taiwanese students in our track recently, I see those students indeed in their master thesis period combine the master thesis with an internship at organizations in the Netherlands. For example, TNO, which is a research institute which advises the Dutch government, has been recently host of one of our Taiwanese students. So we give our students in the track the flexibility to combine their master thesis research with internship at research institutes or companies. And maybe James will add for the social science oriented tracks?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing for the social science tracks. So in the thesis, which is in the second year, there's the option to conduct an internship in conjunction with the thesis. So supervisors are very supportive of that. And sometimes that does take a little bit of negotiation to find the right arrangement. So it's not something that is necessarily just pre-existing, but it's something that if students are really self-driven and wish to do that, then supervisors are happy to support them in making that arrangement.
The answer is similar. So the students who conduct internships, they very often they sometimes can stay and get a job there. So this one student who went to do an internship at the World Bank now is working there. So you see that internships can be a way, like a stepping stone for later. But also research internships and people who get a PhD in the Netherlands. So one student from Korea now has a PhD in Eindhoven, one PhD student from China has a PhD position in Groningen. So you see that when you are embedded in the research community in the Netherlands, it also helps you to find PhD positions because, it helps if people can write references for you or even point you to vacancies. No, sometimes you're not even aware of the job opportunities. I mean, there is international jobs in the Netherlands as well, but we also see that people look for jobs wider, like in Europe, not only in the Netherlands. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very good advice.
We offer in the program is tools and approaches which definitely will help you to use that in the field of sustainability tourism. Maybe one question from my side to clarify it, because for me sustainable tourism is more seems to me more social science oriented type of direction, whereas marine sustainability could also be more natural science oriented. So, I think if my interpretation is right, then I would say sustainability tourism would fit our governance track, and marine sustainability would fit our environmental change and ecosystems track.
Also fit our program. We had a student last year who looked at sustainable tourism in the Caribbean islands, but that was more a social science approach. Yeah. You should come to Utrecht. Because there is also opportunities to share courses and electives in the different master programs in our faculty. No, not everybody has to be in different countries. People can also do work in teams. I mean, still everybody needs to write their own thesis. And I didn't mention, but in our program, the master thesis is written as an academic article. And we always try to get it published as well. So we really work on academic skills. So what in practice often happens is that research master students become part of a wider research team. So maybe you do not necessarily go somewhere with another student, but maybe there is students involved in the project. When people go abroad, like we now have 2 students going to Brazil, then we do organize in such a way that they can travel together, they can maybe find housing together. So there is opportunities to make it more social, but everybody still writes their own thesis independently.
What we offer our students is the possibility to combine master thesis with internship. So and in that sense, so then the answer is yes. You can go for an internship and combine it with your master thesis. So then basically it's a win-win because you don't lose time with your internship. What we also offer in the program, I talked about the 2 electives which students take in the second year. A possibility to do instead of electives is to do what we call a tailor-made research, and that's basically a small research which students often combine with indeed internships. So then they choose to do a small internship with a small research as, let's say, a preface of the real thing when you do your master thesis research. So there are different ways of getting an internship. Yeah.
Yes. People often combine internship with thesis. And this can, there is different options. So it can be internship in a company, internship with city council or the ministry, or we even had somebody doing internship at a research institute because that student wanted to work with data that was not able to share. So the student then did an internship and worked with the data in that specific research institution as an intern, and then combined the thesis. So there's all sorts of options, but I do have to say that most of these internships do not get paid huge amounts of money. So sometimes students are a little bit disappointed because they want to work next to the study. But I think our programs are really quite intensive. So it's difficult to work on this. I mean, you can do a small job, but not like an internship in the sense that you really combine work and research. That's not really ideal.
Because Sustainable Business Innovation is another master's program which is offered by our institute, the Copernicus Institute. So basically, I'm sometimes also teaching in Sustainable Business Innovation as a guest lecturer then, because it's not my main program. So I think the main difference between sustainable development and sustainable business innovation is one big difference is the focus. So as the name of Sustainable Business Innovation already suggests, the focus is on companies, on businesses, making that sustainable. And I think the other one is that it's whereas in sustainable development, many students choose research as a follow-up after the master's. Sustainable Business Innovation is more a program which trains our students for working in business and for companies. I think that's well, in a nutshell, the main differences. And I would definitely invite Wen to visit the websites of both programs, because on the website you can find details about the courses which are provided in both programs. What's then always good to know, and also you also already mentioned that because of the elective space we give our students in the program, what you see a lot is that students choose one of the master programs, have also an interest in one of the other programs, and then use the elective space for expanding their program and including courses from that other master. So in that sense, you can basically get an even richer program than you already have with just following the master. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have more questions. Even if we close the meeting in a few minutes from now, and then you have I still have this question, I didn't ask it. Contact us via the channels we mentioned, and we will certainly get in contact with you.
Thank you. That's very good advice.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Just reach out also if you have doubts about admission, or when you're not sure if the program is for you. can always email the program coordinator. In the Netherlands, we have a very open, you can really approach professors. So it's also a cultural thing that we are a bit of a flat organization. So it's okay. You can just email and reach out.
Complete what I said, same. If it's any kind of question, not only about the programs per se, anything about Utrecht, we are there every step of the way. Like you, I know you are very knowledgeable and you support them very well in Taiwan already, but indeed, don't hesitate to reach out, ask anything. If they want to talk to other students, program coordinators, ourselves, our housing office, anybody, we are there to help. So more than happy to do so.
So I'd like to thank you again, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.